Now let's see how to approach to create a new partition. To prepare for this demonstration, I have added a new virtual disk in my VMware environment. So the first thing to do is to verify the storage devices that are available. These are in the proc partitions file. The proc file system is a nice interface to everything that's happening in the kernel. So by using cat on proc partitions, I can see partitions and disks that are currently existing. As you can see, there's a disk with the name SDB. That's my new disk device, and that's the device that I'm going to use to create partitions. You can also see that there are no partitions currently existing on it. That is, at least there are no partitions that the kernel is aware of. We'll be able to verify that when using fdisk on the dev SDB device. For example, on the SDA device you can see that there's an SDA1 and there is an SDA2 as well. So let's type fdisk. Fdisk is a very old utility, but we're still using it to create partitions. In fact, it has been revised for the release of Red Hat Enterprise Linux 7, and you can see that some new features have been added to it. So fdisk on dev SDB is telling me that the device doesn't contain a recognized partition table yet. That is because the device is brand new. This is not an error, this is just normal. And next it tells me type a command or M for help. That makes sense, M for help. In fact, M is giving you a menu with all the different options that exist. The most important option is P to print the partition table. This shows you the current layout. And we are going to use add a new partition. And once we've finished, we are going to use write the table to disk and exit. So let's start by typing P. This gives me some information about the current disk layout. As you can see, the name of the disk is dev SDB and the size is approximately 1 gigabytes, which equals this amount of sectors. It's just many sectors, like 2 million, because every sector is half a kilobyte, which is stated here, sector size 512 bytes. So the sector is a default allocation unit that you're going to be using when creating partitions on disk. Let's type N to start creating a partition. As you've already learned, always use primary partitions unless you want to create more than 4 partitions on the disk. We can see here that there are no primary partitions and no extended partitions so far, so it makes sense to use a primary partition. So I just hit the enter key to select the default, which is primary partition. Next I hit the enter key to select the default partition number, which is partition number 1. I hit the enter key again to select the first sector where the partition should be starting, which is sector 2048. That leaves 1 megabyte available on disk, which is used to store metadata. Next it asks me which I'm going to use as the last sector. If I just hit enter, it will use the entire disk. I don't want to use the entire disk, I just want to create a partition with a size of 100 megabytes. So what I need to do for that is plus and the size followed by an uppercase K, M or G. Please be aware to use an uppercase here, because otherwise fdisk won't understand what you want it to do, and it will create a 100 sector partition, which is really small because that's like 50 kilobytes. You don't want a 50 kilobytes partition, you want a 100 megabytes partition. So I type plus 100 M and it tells me that it has created a partition with a size of 100 megabytes. Now what's that? A megabyte is a multiple of thousands, so 1 megabyte is 1000 times 1000 bytes. Megabyte is 1024 times 1024 bytes. So it's a little bit more, and it's a default unit that fdisk is using. So to verify that everything worked out, I'm typing P and we can see that there's a partition dev SDB1 right now. So I can finish this part of the procedure by typing W. And please do remember, if you don't remember what you need to do now, just type M. It will show you all the options that are available. So W will write to disk and exit. Now that it has written everything to disk, it's nice to verify that it worked out alright, because in some cases it might not work out alright. To verify that, I'm using a cat on proc partitions, which shows me that I've got an SDB device as well as an SDB1 device. So that's great. I've created my partition and I can go on creating a file system on that, which you will learn in one of the next lessons. Now, in the rare cases that you will get an error that looks like device is busy, the best thing to do is reboot. Anyway, if you want to take the RHCSA exam, you want to reboot a couple of times just to verify that everything is working smoothly up to that moment. But right now I don't have to reboot because proc partitions is showing me dev SDB1, so dev SDB1 is really existing for my kernel so that I can go on and create a file system on it.